home run Jack, home run Jack.
That kid's the wet noodle. No,
That kid, which one?
this is just the kid staring at.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, this is a great movie. Hanging out behind me. It's Spielberg, and it's one of no, it's not Spielberg, is it? Or is it Lucas?
No, I think it's Spielberg.
It's
Is it Spielberg? It's Spielbergans. Man, dude.
Spielbergans and Williams.
Yeah, Lucas only made a few good ones and then gets credit for a lot of stuff that
For
he didn't
everything
do.
else. It's like that kid that keeps showing up. Be like, hey, you guys, remember how good I did the diorama in that project? Bro, that was like in third grade.
Family Guy makes
but
it.
still, remember?
Yeah, we're 40
Remember?
now.
Yeah.
Family Guy makes a joke about that with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
like Matt Damon wrote Good Will Hunting, and Ben Affleck's like, I helped.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, how'd you help? He's like, you put that in the movie?
I think you told us.
He's
Yeah.
like, you just fatted.
You just fat. Oh my God! You want to go down to the Harbor? You want to go talk about this down at the Harbor? I'll take you to fucking Dunky D's. You want to go?
That was a good Super Bowl commercial.
Oh, that was.
Yeah.
Well, if you look at, there's a great SNL one where they do that with Affleck's, isn't it Affleck's brother? Ben, not Ben Affleck.
Casey Affleck?
Casey Affleck, yeah.
Oh, really?
They do it where he's like in a Dunkin' Donuts, and it's hysterical
That's really
because
funny.
he's inside the Dunkin' Donuts, but he keeps his cigarette out the door, and so they're like, "Hey, you can't smoke in here," and he's like, "I'm not smoking in here. What?" And he's like, "No, see, you lit cigarette, and you're in the store." He's like, "No, I'm not," and he blows it out. He's like, "No."
That's pretty funny.
Oh, it's a great skit. Oh man, I got a story to tell. I'm not terribly proud of something I did this past week. Are you missing something? Do you need something? You're looking around.
I was looking for my phone, but it's okay.
Okay, you good? Do you need me to call
no.
it? All right. Anyway, so
I know where it is.
oh I know where it is.
It's not here.
Yeah, not around. Anyways, I did something bad. I'm not terribly proud of, but it was an accident, and if I hadn't done it, I think I would have been more afraid of the repercussions of what happened. So it's kind of a confession time because I'm not okay with what I did, but it got me out of a jam that I felt like could have escalated really poorly. I was at the grocery store, all right, and I'm looking for something, and I was looking for it's this can of tamales. I thought about, anyways, it's a chili I would like to make, but I'm looking everywhere for it. And what I was searching, it's like on the bottom shelf is where it should be, where it would be. So I'm kind of low, bending down, and I'm not a squatter. I can't squat for sure. There's like an 80% chance if I squat down to get something, I'm not coming back up for a minute. So I got to work on it. I know what I need to do, but squat. So I'm kind of bending down to get this, and it was busy. It was Saturday. And this lady came up, and she was, I say, like probably in her 40s, I want to say. But she came up behind me, this woman, and whatever she needed, and there was several people in the aisle, whatever she needed was right above where I was reaching. And I was already reaching kind of behind a stock cart that someone else had left. So anyways, I'm reaching down, and whatever she was reaching for, she had found. And so I'm coming up, I'm standing up, and she's coming down from wherever she was reaching. And I like full on like motorboated this woman.
I thought where this story was going is you were going to say you stole the tamales out of her cart.
No.
That's where I thought
Or your head's hit and you knock some woman out in the middle of Publix.
Full on, like full contact. And we both had a moment where I stood up really quickly. And the part I'm really not proud of is I immediately turned into Paul Lind from Hollywood Squares and just went, "Oh, honey, it's so fine. Don't worry about it at all. We all have problems. It's okay. I'll see you later. Okay, bye.
You should have
Love
just gone,
you."
and then like left.
I'm not proud because I was like, I know I'm doing the Paul Lind impression. I'm not doing a generic gay guy impression, but she gave me this look where it was like, did you do that? Like, it was a moment of like, did you do that on purpose? And then when I just was like, okay, just deflate the situation. And I immediately went to be.
That's crazy.
And I walked away, but
That's what she gets for reaching over you. Like, wait 1 second. I'll be out of the way. I'm obviously reaching for what I'm getting.
Just a minute, just a moment. I don't know if she thought I was like a stock guy or something, like, because I was right next to the cart and I was already
Were you
Biggest
wearing
fucking
a
stock guy?
Publix uniform?
I wear my uniform. It's a black shirt and pants. That's mostly what I'm
There
in.
you go.
But
You have
I
a
don't
green
know.
apron on?
No,
You
not-
don't work at Publix.
I left my apron at home that day. Yeah. So to the lady out there, I apologize, and to all the people in that community, I apologize. But it diffused the tension.
She's like our number one
She
listener.
immediately went like, oh, and she's like, it's totally fine. Oh, it's okay. It happens. It happens. It happens all the time. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, I'll see you later. And it's like, be blessed. And I walked away. But then for the rest of the time, I was in the grocery store. I was like, I have to, if she comes down the same aisle as me.
Hey.
Hi. Oh, it's so good to see you again. So not proud, but I felt like there was a hot second there, like where she was like, I might scream or call for somebody because that was real. It was bad. It was really
I might
bad.
call the government.
Yeah. I'm gonna call the security guy. Come over here. Hey, someone's motorboating people in aisle 9. And then I go to jail, and that's not fun. But it was completely by accident. So that's my confession for the week. It was bad. But anyways, welcome to another episode of Spiritual Land. I hope you're enjoying your Friday morning or your commute, wherever you're going. I love that people, they've commented, hey, we really enjoyed listening to you while on our way to work and coming home and stuff like that. So thank you so much for listening and participating and being a part of it.
We're just happy we don't put you to sleep.
Yeah, that's always nice to know. People are like, hey guys, this got really boring really quickly. I just want to turn that off.
It's not my fault.
Yeah. We're going to turn on old reruns of Delilah to get me the last 3 miles.
There you go.
Little House on the Prairie.
Yeah. Did you guys ever listen to Prairie Home Companion?
No.
It's Keith or something.
Sutherland?
Yeah, not Keith or Sutherland. No. I'll remember his name, but
It's not a very common name.
it's like an old folksy time radio thing. My wife hates it. Garrison Keillor. My wife hates it because the guy, he talks in a lot of whispers. He's like, oh, welcome to another week in Lake Wobegon, where all the children are smart, all the women are good looking. And then that's it. And then all the children are above average. And he goes in these long-winded stories about Lutherans and living on a lake out there in the plains of Minnesota. And I'm probably annoying a lot of people right now.
Probably.
Who are listening. I know I'm annoying you.
I'm kidding.
I know I'm annoying you.
I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
Anyway, so thank you for joining us again. Today we are talking again about more appliances with feelings.
The Iron Giant.
The Iron Giant. Last week it was Brave Little Toaster.
He's more of a tool than an appliance.
An appliance.
I guess.
Doesn't an appliance functions as a tool? It does its thing.
It's true.
You got to start drawing these
This
lines.
one didn't need to be plugged in though.
It's
This
true.
one, nobody knows where he came from, and nobody knows where he went.
Yeah.
I was really surprised about its origin story, which is just it appears like
Yeah.
it just comes.
It crash landed.
out the gate. But
Yep.
this was 1999, and I was really nostalgic for this movie because it's tied to also one of my most traumatic movie experiences. It was going to see this movie, or at the same time, I could go see Sixth Sense, which released the same weekend of August
really?
6th
There
in
you go.
1999.
And that did way better than this movie at the box office, I'm sure.
It did very well. Yeah. And my parents were like, okay, there's an 8:30 Iron Giant, and you can go see that, and we'll just meet you outside the theater. It was the 90s. Or you can come with us,
You're
and
like
you can go
12.
see the 8:30 Sixth Sense. And I was like, I think I'm ready for big boy movies. I'm going to watch The Sixth Sense. And it haunted me terribly.
Shouldn't have done that.
I regretted that. I was like, I should have waited until I was at least 14. Why did I do this? This is awful. I don't want to be here.
There's a reason it says PG-13 on there.
Yeah, man. So, anyways, it's a great kind of animated homage for our animation domination going on.
So that's kind of weird. That's all.
Homage,
Yeah.
homage to 50s, like alien sci-fi movies, 50s, 60s, those black and white
Yeah, it's
films.
set in like 1952 or something like that.
Yeah, it's like the same year that Sputnik went
Yeah.
up, and it's
Everybody's
got
worried
Russians,
about. Everybody's
it's got
worried about
robots.
Russia. Yeah,
Yeah, it's got the Ruskies.
Yeah, it's right at the beginning of the Cold War.
Yeah, in the beginning of the Cold. And
because it's when the author of the original book was born. I think.
oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay. Was it the author? Oh, yeah, I was. I
of
saw
the
some
Iron
things.
Man, which is what it was
Yeah.
originally called. You could see why they didn't want to call it the Iron Man.
Thank God they didn't. Could you imagine, like, because if you go searching for this movie, like now, trying to find it to watch it, you keep typing
is
in, no,
Robert
not
Downey
Iron
Jr.
Man.
Well, the Iron Man was back was there back then. That's why
Yeah.
they didn't use it, because the novel was the Iron Man,
Right.
And they couldn't release it as Iron Man because
Iron
Iron
Man.
Man
Had
was
to
there.
put the in front of it because
And then Iron Giant. I think the Iron Giant it works. It stands out more in my opinion. But
Iron Giant I think is a better title because this thing is huge.
yeah, it's not really man size. I wouldn't say this is person
It's
size.
supposed to be 50 feet.
It's supposed to
tall.
be 50.
And in the movie, the size fluctuates for screen and all that.
Yeah, I was gonna say 50 feet. He's taller than the town at one point.
yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
but he's
sure.
supposed to be like 50 feet tall.
Unless like Walt Disney built this town and they're like doing that foreshortening thing on Main Street.
Funny thing that you mentioned Walt Disney because I didn't know anywhere to stream this movie that you didn't have to pay for it. I had to pay for it.
I had to pay for it. Yeah.
So I rented it on YouTube, and I didn't realize I rented like the deluxe edition of it.
I did too. Yeah.
So there's a part in the movie
It's like $40
where the kid finds the giant, and he learns that the giant can like disassemble and reassemble itself.
Yeah.
And there's a part where a hand is crawling around in his house, like looking for stuff.
Yeah.
And he turns on the TV. And originally, in the original movie, it was like a cereal commercial. But in the deluxe version, they changed it to an ad for Tomorrowland at Disney.
Yes.
'Cause, yeah.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool that they mentioned that.
And it was free advertisement for Disneyland.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all gone. Have you gone?
Disneyland?
Disneyland?
No.
You've been
I've
to
been
land.
to Disneyland.
Yeah. You haven't gone to land?
No.
It's easier to walk.
Disney World, yeah, it can all, just little side quest here.
Oh.
All of Disneyland Park can fit inside the lake at the World Showcase at Epcot.
Yeah. That's crazy. And that also makes me realize how much time it takes to walk around Epcot.
That's why you get so drunk.
Good Lord. Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I mean, drinking around the world is pretty fun at Epcot.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Like if you actually do it, it's hard.
It is. It's not for the faint of heart. And it's a good question. Where do you start? Mexico or Canada?
Trick question. You start in Mexico and then you go the other way.
You go to Canada. You go Mexico, Canada, and then right around the other
You
side.
gotta start and end at the same spot.
No, I think, man, I people are always like, of course you start in Mexico, but I'm like, dude, tequila hits so hard.
My favorite drink in all of Epcot is in Canada.
Yeah.
It's called the Ottawa Apple. It's really good. You
Oh,
get it at like
nice.
a little popcorn cart. It's really good.
Hey, all right, free plug for Disney.
My brother knows all.
Yeah,
My wife knows all. I just have. It's like
you've learned.
what's that like where you learn through osmosis?
You've now become one.
Yeah.
It was your wedding vows, and then it was a little booklet of all her Disney
She married
secrets.
some guy
Yeah.
named Troy apparently.
Troy. It's the best story. My dad did their wedding, and he has known Trey his whole life. And when it came down to the defining moment of when getting your name absolutely 100% correct, he called you Troy. At
I just remember
ceremony.
seeing
And our buddy Zach Young, straight in the back, mouthing, "Who the hell is Troy?" So perfectly.
I
And
could
I'm
see
like,
him,
"Yep."
and I could see my
Yep.
dad go
And he was like, "What? Who's Troy?"
like a dog when it hears a weird sound. Just,
Yep.
Anyway,
we've all known each other for a long time. Anyways, Tyler, did you like the movie? Did you hate
Hell
the
yeah.
movie? Were you nostalgic for it? Because I know this was 99, so this was a little.
I don't think I'd ever seen.
I was gonna say you're
The
like
Iron
in middle
Giant.
school when this movie came out.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would have been your middle school years. So like,
It was 7th grade.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
No,
I don't think I ever
8th
saw
grade.
it. So, watching it now, it's a wonderful little movie. It's
Yeah.
very entertaining. The animation's great. The characters are very funny, especially the government agent who comes. That's played by the Shooter
McGavin.
McGavin
Shooter
character.
Yeah.
He's so funny, and
Yeah, he's
it's
very over the top.
just a fantastic movie that also tugs on your heartstrings if you are honest with yourself and not one of these like I'm too cool to feel emotion jackass peoples.
Yeah, so the brief synopsis of this movie is that a giant crash lands on Earth outside of this little town in Maine,
Yeah.
and a boy finds it and then attempts to hide it from the government, who wants to come and destroy the giant.
Yeah.
And
And
it's
his name
this,
is Hogarth.
yeah, the little boy's name is Hogarth Hughes.
It does sound like something like the dog makes right before it throws up. Like
Yeah,
that kind of name.
What's your son's name?
Sounds like he needs to go hang out with our buddy from the Labyrinth. Him and Hoggle can be best buddies.
And they can play hide light on the NES.
But yeah, it's wonderful. It's a wonderful movie. I would definitely suggest to anybody to go watch it. It's just a fun time. It was entertaining as all get out.
Well, dude, it's got a great cast. Like you said, it had Chris McDonald, it had Cloris Leachman, John Mulaney, who I love, and then
Who's John Mulaney?
John Mahoney, not John.
I was going to
Mulaney.
say,
sorry, John Mahoney.
John Mulaney must have been like
the
12
dad.
when this movie came
Yeah, he would have been. Yeah, he would have been about 12. You're right. Wow, good math. Yeah, John Mahoney, who was the dad from Frasier, who played the cop from Frasier. He had a great voice. But I mean, surprising enough, I was like, wait, hold on. When did Vin Diesel's career start? Because Vin Diesel is the Iron Giant.
Yeah,
And then
he
he
is the master of being in animated movies where he has 4 lines.
And he
Well,
gets
I think he
paid.
says 57 words in the entire movie
Yeah.
or
If you
something
count,
like that.
if you count like grunts and screams, yeah.
Yeah, just him.
Well, I mean, that's the best gig ever that he's Groot.
Yeah, just I am Groot.
It's just, I am Groot.
I am Groot.
That's it.
Yeah, but he did have to record "I Am Groot" in like 57 languages or
Yeah,
some
dude.
Okay,
nonsense
so you
like
had to
that.
learn how to say 57 things.
Yo soy Groot. Sorry, I was gonna do a really bad impression. I'm glad I'm not doing it. I'm just holding myself back a little bit here. Anyway, yeah.
Jennifer
so
Aniston is the mom.
Aniston, yeah, is
voice of the mom.
Yeah, so it's Hogarth Hughes is played
Anne Marie Hughes
by
is the
Anne
mom.
Yeah, Annie Hughes.
Annie
yeah,
Hughes.
it's Jennifer Aniston and Eli Marienthal. I've just looking him up now. He was in American Pie, which a lot of our guys that we've done recent movies with have been in American Pie. I think I need to go back and watch American Pie again.
Henry Rowan Gardner, baby.
Just to be Harry Baumgartner.
Rosenberger.
Ruin Gardner.
Looking for Henry Ruhlingperter.
Yeah, and then carried again with also Harry Connick Jr., which I didn't realize how big a deal Harry Connick Jr. was in
He's
this
Dean?
time, man.
Yeah, he's Dean.
He's Dean. He's the cool beatnik kind of guy.
Yeah, he's
They were.
junkyard owner who sells art or an artist who sells junk.
That's a good line in the movie.
It's good. I mean, it's a solid script, and I love where like the material it pulls from, which are those great 50s, not 90s. 50s, early 60s sci-fi movies, which you can find a lot of them for free on Netflix, HBO, Amazon. Like they're usually like Attack of the Something or the People from Mars or something like that, or like the Visitors is I think another great one. But there's something so fun and kitschy about them and campy. Like it's just it's a good time to watch. So I loved the real breathy there.
Oh, sorry. I was fixing my shirt. My bad.
It's just like it was the Iron Giant was here.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they pull from like those 50 sci-fi films, and it's really it's fun to see how they incorporated that into the Iron Giant in the end. But anyways,
Well, there's so many 50 aspects
Yeah.
of the 50s that they said in the movie too, where like one of the best scenes in the whole movie is when they show the like in school videos that they used to show kids.
Yeah, the duck.
Where the the nuke is coming in and it's like, well, get under your desk, kids, duck and cover.
that'll
Save you. It was the origin of like if you get on a plane and they tell you to like put your head between your knees if the plane's going down, and that's
man.
so you can put your head between your knees so you can kiss your ass goodbye. Like, that's what they're doing there.
If someone told me to do that with how short the plane, I was like, who is this for anymore? With this
Yeah.
space between the knees and to put my head down between. Oh, that's not happening.
Well, now you
Olympic
got one
gymnast.
person sitting in 14 seats that they didn't have to pay for because they weigh 7,000
they didn't
pounds.
have to. Yeah, if you want to fly for free with the extra room.
Is it what, Mojo from X-Men?
That's right. That's right. The blob is there.
Listen, man, with planes these
The plane's
days,
going down
Yeah,
because they got off weight, and
But it's
they're-
based on.
It's all over.
based on
all
the.
brakes, no gas.
What-
Just crash this sucker hard.
All
and
gas,
blow it
no
away.
gas?
all
Yeah.
gas,
all gas, no brakes.
brakes.
Sorry.
You
All
know, I
gas,
have dyslexia.
no brakes. Yeah.
In case you didn't know.
Yeah, it's the ADD. I've convinced myself it's the other way around. Anyways, so
But it's based on the novel too, and it follows
yeah,
the novel. Like a weird, I mean, kind of a sad backstory of the novel is he wrote it to like comfort his kids because the original author's like estranged wife committed suicide.
Yeah.
So
I
that's
heard-
why you
yeah.
get the scenes where like the giant doesn't want to be a gun.
Ugh.
Well, that was the original question.
Yeah.
Is what if a gun had a soul? That was what
Great
the
question.
whole basis of it was because
And didn't want to be a gun, right? Like it
well,
was.
it had a soul and it could make the decision whether it would be used for its purpose or not, and
Yeah.
it could decide whether it wanted to do that or not.
It's a very Pixar question, actually, because that's what Pixar does. They ask, like,
Yeah, what they
if-
do is rip off the Iron Giant.
Yeah, they ripped off. What if
Wait,
they're
didn't
like,
Toy Story come out in 99 though? They ripped off
Toy
Brave Little
Story
Toaster, maybe
2?
not the
Toy
Iron
Story 2 is okay.
because it's a bridge.
Yeah, but the novel was written.
That's
in the 50s?
yeah.
Wasn't it?
well, but what? No,
50s,
but what
60s?
I'm saying is that no, he was born in the 50s.
Oh, he was
you were born in the
I'm
50s.
sorry. You're born.
Your mom goes to college,
Hey,
but
you take that back.
but
food. Too.
no, Pixar ripped off the Brave Little Toaster. Not I.
Oh my god! Well, no, but they didn't because they were them.
It was mostly them.
was
yeah,
They were them.
It was a lot.
You can't rip off yourself.
And they put like the kids. We didn't mention this last week, but the kid's apartment number was A1113, which is a famous
It's
graphic
his-
design and animation room in Cal
It's
Arts.
yeah, I was gonna say, isn't
Yeah.
it like the room they study in? Or
Yeah,
whatever?
That's where they go to be
It's-
gay.
Yeah, it's where like. Wow.
Now playing left
We were
field.
falling too down the rabbit hole. There weren't enough jokes, so you're welcome.
Just because I motorboated a woman and I used that to get out of it, out of any repercussions, doesn't mean it's okay to be.
That's
called
how you
that.
got out of it. You went to room A1113.
I did
in
went
your
out
head.
there. Yeah,
2113,
Whatever you said.
2319.
2318. That's it. Yeah,
2319.
from Monsters.
That's
but
what Monsters Inc.
but Pixar, they always ask that question. They're like, "What if toys had feelings? What if cars had emotions?"
Now it's
You know?
what if basically a weapon of mass destruction had a soul.
Had a soul? Yeah.
Well, so what happens is the giant hits his head, and it's kind of like a Wolverine scenario. Like he can't remember anything.
and it can repair itself. That's
yeah,
right.
exactly. Yeah, the Iron Giant is Wolverine.
Yeah.
He's super deadly. When he needs, he's the best. He's the best he is at what he does.
Yeah.
and what
Yeah.
he does isn't very nice. But he's found by Hogarth, and Hogarth thinks that it's like a Russian spy or like a
Yeah.
Russian satellite that's
Yeah.
crashed. So
He
he
don't know. He's an idiot.
Yeah.
He just wants to have a good time with this 50-foot robot.
Well,
He's
so-
like, it's just badass. I want to hang out with this thing.
Well, no. Like I'm talking about the original scene. So
Yeah.
his mom has to work late at the diner, and she's like, "No scary movies. In bed by 8:00." And I don't know how this kid doesn't have like all the diabetes because this kid's taking a Twinkie
Dude.
and then whipped cream and just.
Yeah.
Man, that was back in the day when you used to have a metabolism. Remember those days? Remember those days when you could eat that shit and
Our
you just
oldest
like keep
brother,
going?
our oldest brother
Jeez.
had a metabolism until he was like 40,
Till he
Yeah.
turned 40.
and then 40 cuts it
He
off.
was rail thin,
No more
super
for you.
tall, rail thin.
and ate nothing but Skittles and drank Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew and fast food.
It was probably that. It's probably when he actually started eating vegetables. His body was like, "What do I do? What do I do with
Wait,
this?
who are you-
What,
who are
what
you?
is this?
Wait,
What
what do
are
I
you
do?
talking about? My brother doesn't eat vegetables.
Do they make vegetable flavored Starburst? Is that-
I mean, maybe now he's got a girlfriend, so maybe he does now.
That's what
Who
I was
knows?
saying. They started taking him to dinners.
But
and they had
she
other
wasn't
stuff.
around when he started to look like an Ethiopian starving child. It was because literally his whole body stayed thin and his stomach went.
man.
"Ooh."
Well, and because he lifted like TVs and stuff all day, he was like insanely strong. It was weird.
Oh yeah, lifting TVs and yeah. I'm so glad he's in another state and he's your brother. I don't have to deal with this.
Dude, he's awesome. I miss him.
Yeah,
We
he's a
miss
It's
great
so
guy.
funny because Trey and my older brother have always had the best relationship of everybody, and I think it's because we grew up together, and like they were much younger
Yeah,
than
yeah.
him, especially, so they didn't have that same kind of relationship. But there's the old cliche: absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Yeah.
And it's definitely true. Like, because for me, we fought a lot when we were kids. Nothing like we only had like physical altercations a couple of times that I can remember, but we were just different people. And he liked to pick on me because I was so much younger, and it kind of jaded our relationship a little bit. But you get older, you let all that stuff go, and you start to look back on things fondly. And like when he left, it was like, oh man, like he gone now.
Yeah,
like.
you were a piece of my life now.
Yeah, it's
and
like,
you're
all
not
right.
there.
And now, like, he'll call me for my birthday and stuff. It's like, oh, super nice, bro. Like, because we didn't talk like that But every time he comes home, it's always fun. It's good to see him. Plus, we always have his movies running in the background, so he's always with us here.
And
in the playroom.
we owe him so much credit for this show because of what's behind
It
it.
should be
the amount of
Matt,
times-
Trey, Tyler Calmunga, and Travis.
Yeah. Well, it's crazy because like the amount of times that he caught me in his room. What are you doing?
Doing what now?
Stealing movies.
Oh. Thank God that's what you were doing.
Well, and he was like, just ask. Like,
Yeah.
what do you want? And I'm like, oh, what do you have? And
Yeah.
he's like, what do you want to watch? This.
But dude, he has so many.
You're like, this is Blockbuster, bro. I gotta look for a while.
Yeah, I gotta peruse. Just set it up already.
Peruse, that's a good word.
You gotta keep going. Well, actually, there's a guy up in Atlanta who he was just on.
He
Kelly
also
Clarkson.
peruses?
He peruses.
Thank you.
But you said video store. That's what
I know. It was just
No.
really funny because, like, you said peruse. He was like, nice word. You're like, oh, this guy.
Yeah,
Like,
actually, now that you mentioned
he
that,
taught me this word.
there's this dude who peruses.
I think he perused. That's gonna be a word of the day. Peruse. I think he peruses because he owned a bunch of movies, old VHSs, and he's decided in his basement he's gonna set up
Like his own little personal Blockbuster?
an 80s Blockbuster, like not Blockbuster, but like a video store.
Like a
Okay.
Hollywood
And
video.
he was on Kelly Clarkson. Like I
Kelly
met
Clarkson.
this guy. His name's Anthony, and you can look him up
Who's
on
Anthony?
Facebook.
Who's Anthony?
My
Who's
drummer.
Anthony?
Thank you.
It's called Mondo Video. If you look it up, it's really cool.
Mondo?
Mondo.
Oh,
Yeah,
I thought
Mondo
you said
Video.
mono.
Mono
It's like,
Video.
that's a
One.
weird name.
It's not a
One
good one.
video.
You go and it's like, here's Hook.
There you go. Mondo Video. He was actually on Kelly Clarkson.
Who
so.
makes there's a guy on the internet. The guy who does the Angry Video Game Nerd, James Rolfe.
Yeah.
They have another series where it's like Friday Night Rentals or whatever.
Oh, nice.
And basically his basement looks like an old school Hollywood video. He has so much stuff. Like,
That's awesome.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's really cool.
I want to get something else like behind us here, like a big cutout or something of like maybe like a Darth Vader or fucking Boba Fett or something.
You
like
probably
that.
find. I have
Call Tony.
Yeah, I'm sure Tony has a couple. We
he
can-
has-
Tony
a-
literally had
Batman. He has
fucking George Clooney as
favorite
Batman.
Batman.
Yeah, dude, so many of the things that he says, you don't know if they're bits or not.
Even if it is a bit, he'll die on that
he
hill.
will die on that hill.
I know, that's what I'm saying. That's one of the reasons I love that
That's
guy
why
so
I
much.
completely respect his positions because he's gonna die on
Oh
his
yeah,
hills.
thanks
Yes.
again, Tony,
Yeah.
for being here. Those episodes, it was super fun.
Thank you.
It was
recording
very
with you.
helpful for me.
Please come back.
It
I
was very helpful.
would really love to have the fourth chair somewhere in here where we could put him on.
The fourth Power Ranger.
The fourth
right.
one.
The fourth Ninja Turtle.
That's it. Yeah, the fourth Ninja Turtle. Thank you. Yeah.
You saw that they're doing the Ronin movie,
Yeah.
rated R.
I'm not gonna spoil it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, just go back and listen to the episode.
He's already told you the.
Wait, how long ago did that come
It was
out?
our first one.
No,
No.
the Ronin.
Oh,
The
it's
comic
been a
book.
few years.
Yeah, so bite me.
Yeah. The game is stuck in development hell, which sucks. But
Yeah, that does suck.
It does. I
Dude,
play
it's the
that.
worst, man. That like I've been a gamer my whole life. I still play zombies by myself all the time because my partner over here had a baby. In case y'all didn't know,
Give me like 6 months till she starts sleeping regularly.
the next zombies will be out by then. But
Actually, I only need like another month and a half.
it's the worst when like you're really excited, like some obscure or some off the wall kind of game like Ronin. You know, is like they come and they're like, oh, we're gonna make this.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I'm so excited for that game. And it's been 14 years and it's still not out. And then when it comes out, it's a huge piece of garbage because they fought over it for 14 years. It's not like when Rockstar says, okay, we're going to put out another Grand Theft Auto. And it's like, dude, I've been waiting a decade. And they're like, yeah, don't worry. Your waiting will be worth it. And then that game comes and you're like, well, I never need to play another game again in my whole life.
I remember
Still
reading.
waiting on Half-Life 3.
Yeah. Oh, Half-Life. Wait,
Yeah.
didn't they make Half-Life 3? Oh,
I think they did, but it was like 20 years later. And it was not good.
Yes, Half-Life was the first game I ever played. That on
Have
the
you guys
computer that
watched
was actually good.
Fallout?
No, haven't
Is it
watched the
good?
Fallout one. Yeah,
I haven't seen it. Yet.
this is all
I've heard
related
good
to
things.
what we're talking about, folks. So just hang in.
Yeah,
there.
we're
It's
falling
all
down
part of
rabbit
it.
holes. That's what we do.
But it's
We're
all
like
related
gophers.
to it. We're gonna come back to it. But anyways, yeah. So yeah, the Fallout series, is it any good?
I haven't seen it. I was curious to see.
Yeah, check it out.
I'm gonna
I-
definitely check it out.
I
Like
haven't-
the aesthetic of it looks like Fallout,
Looks
so that's
good.
exciting.
Looks good.
I always fall asleep playing that game, and then I never. It's a good game, but I always start it. It's like 11 o'clock at night, and by like 1 a.m. And my guy's getting eaten by like bugs and stuff. I'm like, oops.
Yeah, you wake up and you're like, wait, where the hell did I respawn?
Wait, I didn't autosave for 3 hours? Well, F this game.
There's so many rat roaches on me.
Well, they say, I remember reading an article in Nintendo 64 magazine.
Nice.
And they were talking about making a Jumanji game for the N64.
Interesting.
And I don't think it ever happened. Did you?
That'd be tough to make a game.
They made a
out of.
Jumanji video game.
Did they?
Did you ever play it? Okay.
No. Okay.
Just curious.
So
about
we
that.
got to check it out. It's somewhere out there. It might not be for the 64.
You know, I know we are way off the Iron Giant right
It's
now.
okay.
But
They made an Iron Giant game.
Oh, did they? All right.
we'll get there.
I've never
You
played
could
it.
tell us all
I've
about
never
it.
played it.
Never mind. You can't tell us anything about it.
You don't know shit, do you? No, sorry.
That's a movie series that's fantastic. Also, is Jumanji, and then I was like, dude, how are you gonna outdo or even come close to the original? And then they put out the new Jumanji movies, and I watched them, and I'm like, you know what?
All right.
It's
These are pretty awesome.
It's because they didn't try to make the same movie.
No.
That's what makes him
They-
good.
they
Because
use the
Kevin
concept.
Hart, Jack Black,
And
The
Dwayne
Rock.
The
Yeah.
Rock Johnson.
And Karen Gillian is hysterical.
Yeah,
They're so funny.
Yeah.
they really are,
Yeah.
and it works.
It works.
Wonderfully.
It does work. Yeah.
It's funny that it took 4 people to make up for
Yeah.
one Robin
Yeah,
Williams.
exactly.
Robin Williams. Yeah. And
But
our Police Academy.
David Alan Grier?
Sorry, yeah, not Police Academy. Yeah, David Alan Grier. Yeah, in
There's
there
a scorpion on
doing
my
his
back.
whole screaming thing.
Hey, Scorpion on my back.
But I love
In the
how
army
they.
now?
I do love how they introduced back to the Iron Giant. How they introduced
Yes.
the Beatnik, played by Harry Connick Jr. And Hogarth. Hogarth comes into the diner.
Oh.
And he's like, I got a pet. And he's like, it's a chipmunk or
It's a squirrel.
It's a
Squirrel.
squirrel. It's a squirrel.
he always brings home pets, and
Yeah.
the mom doesn't let him keep the pets.
Yeah.
Because
his
they
dad's
always-
dead and he doesn't want.
Right.
You gotta, and he
She
didn't,
doesn't
and
want
he
them-
hasn't found a golden retriever who can play basketball yet.
Right. She learned
Next
from
movie.
watching Air Bud that you can't let your kid have happiness. So you
Absolutely
take their
not.
pets
Or
away
a
from
creepy
them.
cloud's gonna come.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just because
You're gonna have
this-
to go to court. It's gonna be a whole thing. Habeas corpus.
It was the 50s. This was still when they thought like smoking. Wow, yeah, habeas corpus. All right.
Wow. It wasn't just that he did that, it was the way it came out. Oh, wow.
Oh, you got to remember, this was the 50s, back when they thought like smoking during pregnancy was good for the baby.
Yeah.
They needed the
It's a
tar.
good stress reliever.
to
Twinkies
get-
had just come out.
Twinkies had just been
Yeah,
released.
it's how the joints would form.
So I'm sure this mother was like, yeah,
Smoke.
it's the glue that kept the baby together.
It's what gave me this.
Oh
Right?
yeah,
No.
that's the one. Yeah. But no, I'm sure like this mom was like, "Oh, my kid's smiling and his dad's dead. No, we don't want that.
He
That's
must
not
have a
working.
pet.
He must have a pet.
Time to
He
get rid
must
of
have- Dude, gotta get rid of. He's supposed to be a man. He's got to grow
Yeah, but
up
tell
someday.
him what happens with the pet.
Oh, so he brings in this box, and of course he's like, "Mom, can I keep it?" And she's trying to convince mom, and she's like, "No." She's like, "Well, let me see it." And he goes, "Show me the pet." And he goes down, and the box is empty. So now there's a squirrel in the diner, which I love. I love the scenario of it. The squirrel's in the diner, and like nobody's found it. And then he goes over and he's talking to this beatnik. I don't remember how Dean, the beatnik, but I don't remember like how he sparks the conversation.
The squirrel was under
Okay,
the table.
so
Okay.
he sees the squirrel go under the table.
Oh, okay. He sees
And
it,
then
yeah.
he sees the squirrel go up the guy's leg.
Yeah.
No. He tells him he's like, okay, don't freak out. But there's a squirrel under your table, and if you make a big scene, my mom's not gonna let me keep it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the mom walks over,
Yeah.
and she's like, "Is he bothering you?" And he's like, "Mm-mm."
He's like, no.
Yeah.
He starts like,
And
"No."
that's when the squirrel. Was
That's
going
why he's doing the
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
the squirrel's up his leg.
Yeah, and he's like, it's moving north.
Yeah.
It's heading up.
And then he gets up and he says, "I'm sorry, Hogarth." And then he proceeds to undo his pants in front of a restaurant full of people instead of trying to go outside or turning his back to the majority of the
He
people.
released his little beast
Yeah.
out in the middle of
I
public.
guarantee that nobody noticed when that squirrel came flying out.
No, it's
But-
like, yeah.
Then you have like one of the best spit takes ever in animated history, where the dude spits coffee all over the woman, and that's just a funny scene where it's running all over the place.
It's good comedy, man.
Yeah.
It works really well.
Good slapstick.
Good
It really takes your
slapstick
mind
stuff.
off the fact that that kid's dad is dead.
And they don't even mention
Nope.
him. So you know it was bad.
You get a picture
Yeah.
of him.
It was probably the war, wasn't it? I think it was. It
Yeah, he was a
they
fighter
allude-
pilot.
Yeah, they allude
Yeah.
to him being a fighter.
Okay,
pilot.
so this kid, he looks about 10. He was probably born in 44. Which, God, that would have been right at the end of
I don't
the-
want to do math.
All right, anyways. So
So he finds he goes he's up watching a scary movie
And the signal goes out.
and the signal goes out and he's like, stupid antenna. So he
Dude, the kid has so much balls
he parkours himself onto
Yes.
his roof.
in a rainstorm.
Is
Isn't
it
it-
raining? No, I don't think
No,
so.
it's
no,
not.
it's-
It's
yeah.
not. That's right.
So he goes up there and he's gonna mess with the antenna and he sees something crash land like in the woods.
And not only that, but he gets the antenna and it's like missing.
It's mangled.
antenna.
Yeah.
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 Because the Iron Giant, which you don't know at this point, has chewed on it or bit it.
Use it as a toothpick.
Just
Yeah, he's
little-
like,
just
it's a
nibbles,
lish.
just nibbles all over.
So
little
he,
shells.
he proceeds to tape a flashlight to the end of his BB gun, put on his old dad's
Yeah.
firefighter or
Yeah, fighter pilot.
fighter
helmet.
pilot helmet and goggles.
Easy for you to say.
No. And just books it into the woods like he's gonna go hunting
I'm
roosties.
telling you, the kid's balls, he's got to get checked. Like, you have
I don't know how
cancer
he's
or
walking
something,
upright.
man.
Like I don't know how he's walking
Yeah.
upright carrying around this.
He might as well do like the Violet Beauregard from Willy Wonka, just roll himself wherever he's got to go.
Well, my favorite part of this whole thing is he's trying to be super quiet and like, don't let him hear me. But this giant flashlight is just freaking going all
What was
over.
that? Everything wrong with?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I
where
didn't
he's
watch
like,
it. I didn't watch
hey,
it.
hey, when you're trying to sneak, normally it's a good idea to turn off the flashlight.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it.
Oh, you
That's
didn't?
funny.
That was your problem with it
That was
too.
my
That's
problem
awesome.
with
It's
it.
funny.
Oh, it's always great when that overlap happens. Yeah. Because I
And
watched a lot of those.
And so they get to like the it's like the
There's a power plant.
yeah, the big
It's like the
conductor.
Yeah, the power conduit
Yeah.
part of like the.
and he sees
which
the
was
giant
new technology there in the 50s.
and he sees the giant eating like a like rebar.
yeah.
Yeah, he's just chewing on metal
And-
because that's what the giant does. He eats metal.
And it goes to grab the wires and he
It
gets
starts getting
tangled
electrocuted.
up and he's getting electrocuted and Hogarth saves him by turning off the
Because I
breaker.
don't know if you guys knew this, but that's how those power stations work.
Yeah.
There's a
Giant-
giant on-off
Big,
switch.
big old one.
Yeah, and Hogarth knew
that's where
Like,
That's
that's where it is.
it was written so big you
Yeah.
could probably read it with
On
that giant flashlight.
and
Yeah.
off.
Well, I mean, like this is back in the day when they used to have those science kits that actually sent out a little piece of actual uranium
There you
to
go.
kids' houses.
There
So
you go.
I feel like in the atomic era of things, they probably did teach the kids. And if you're ever at a power plant, look for the big old cartoony
Yeah.
switch. and you
When you're
flip
at
that down.
Chernobyl,
Yeah,
just
that's the
go
one.
in there and flip the switch.
When you're invading Germany to defeat the Hitler,
Yeah.
look for the big switches. They hate it when you turn
And when
those
you
off.
see the white flag, that means they surrender.
Come back to problems with Kim.
oh, dude, yeah. So he saves
Yeah, he
the
saves the Iron
And
Giant.
he goes home and tells his mom about the big metal, and she's like, "I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Get
Your
in bed."
dad's dead. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
And he goes to school the next day, and all these kids are like, "My dad said it was a Russian satellite, and they're here to spy on us, and it was
Yeah, dude.
invaders from outer space." And he's like, "No, it's a giant robot because I saw it." And they're all like, "Shut up!"
Yeah, and they do the same thing at the diner with because in the beginning when it crash lands into the ocean, the sailor guy.
Oh, that's right.
Like crashes into it.
Yes.
The old
And
guy.
the giant saves him, like puts him on the shore.
I don't know if he saved him or if
Well,
he
he's just
like,
out there in the middle of the thing on a crash boat.
and then
So
oh man, that
I'm guessing that's what's going on.
yeah, somehow he got to the rocks.
Yeah. And then, but they're in the diner, and the guy's saying, "Yeah, I saw it. It was like a huge monster. I don't know what it was, but I called the military, called the government, and they're gonna send somebody. Who they gonna send? You didn't see anything." And that's when Dean says, "Yeah, I saw it too." And then the Hogarth's like, "You saw it? You saw it?" And he says, "No, but somebody's got to stick up for the weirdos and the outcasts."
The
Well, because
beatnik
he's
guy.
trying to sell him a lawnmower that's missing half the lawnmower.
Yeah, because this is when the giant has started to like bite things
Yeah,
and eat
He's
stuff.
eating what it is. That's the voice by Emmett Walsh, who I just realized he just passed away, but he plays that great like backwoods kind of guy who's just always questioning, what are you doing around here, boy?
But it's
what's your
Maine,
thing?
so I don't know why he sounds
Maine. I don't know why he sounds like that.
He moved from wherever.
Yeah, if anything, he'd sound like he's gonna what you talking about?
This is so funny. Actually, I just looking up his IMDb. He's from New York. He's $40.
$40 for pizza?
He's $40.
He's
Some
40
bullshit.
feet
And then
tall. The giant.
it says here regularly plays Southerners, and so that's just him sticking it
Good
to
on-
Southerners.
good on that guy.
Just doing his thing.
You know what?
It's like all the English and Australian actors getting cast for all these like down home American boys now just because they
that's
can
right.
do our accent.
But when
We
I
don't-
do it, it's offensive.
We don't.
right.
We don't have an accent.
Listen. I'm not going to do Australian because Crocodile Hunter was a legend and a godsend. But I will stand up here and do. Oh, you want a crumpet, eh? You want a tea?
It's Tuesday.
$40 for pizza.
It's $40. Oh.
It's Tuesday, isn't it?
It's Tuesday, all right. Yeah, right. Done me some soccer.
Sorry, it's football.
I'm going to go play me Quidditch later. Down at the pub. Anyways.
So then,
So then.
back in the Iron Giant land,
Back in
Hogarth
1952, Maine.
runs into the giant again.
Yeah.
And this is after the Kent. What's his name?
Kent something.
Oh, the FBI?
Yeah, he's like he's
I
not
gotcha.
FBI, but he's like the
from the government.
space division, the secret, organization.
Yeah, they had a really
He's
rough
the
name
dude that
for
they
him.
send when they don't actually want to investigate.
Played by
something.
Shooter McGavin.
Kent Mansley.
Kent
Played by
Mansley.
Shooter McGavin.
Mansley.
Yep, Mansley, yeah.
And
Christopher
he's
McDonald.
super funny, man. Even as an animated character, that sleaze like slime feel
Yeah.
to his funny ass characters
Yeah.
comes through, and he shows up
I like him.
out in the woods where the power station was. He's awesome. He's so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
But he's out in the power station and they can't figure. They're trying to discuss like what do you think could have done something like this? Like what is going on?
Like a freak hurricane or a twister or
Like
something?
he's like,
Yeah.
oh, I heard that it was some kind of giant. He's like, "Psh, whatever. Like
Do you think
guys
this
are
is something
stupid.
big?
Yeah.
No, because big things happen in big places.
You're right. And this
I can
is-
might write a report and get back to them.
Yeah. And then he walks back to his car, and half his car has a huge bite out of it.
Yes.
And he's just like, what the
He
hell?
runs to get the guy.
Yeah.
And then he comes back and the car's gone.
Completely gone.
And the guy asked him, he's like, so what are we looking at here exactly? And he's like, all right. Just move along.
That
Yeah.
giant had stealth mode apparently.
Yeah.
And
'Cause
nobody
other
hears,
times-
like,
I
the
mean, goosh. Yes.
Goosh of a 50-foot tall giant pounding through the woods.
That was my problem with it because he's sneaking. He's real sneaky walking around. I mean, in this, I know it doesn't know what it is, and he's like this deadly weapon that's supposed to be conquering planets and
What
stuff
if a
like
gun
that.
could have a soul?
Yeah, but there's times where like he's walking or he does something or he jumps and like trees move and
Yeah.
like the ground rumbles. The whole beginning of the movie, he is like just
Yeah.
taking bites at
Like
it.
an all-around
from
people.
Emperor's New
Yeah,
Groove.
that's
So good. You owe him a new acorn.
Squeak, squeaker, squeak, squeaking.
yeah. Oh, dude.
Well, then Hogarth ends up running into the giant again, and he's afraid still. And then he
Yeah.
realizes that the giant remembers that he turned the switch off and saved his life.
The giant throws the switch to him.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
And he's like, "You remember? I helped you." And then they're friends.
and then
And
he
then
like
they-
teaches him,
Yeah.
you go.
Let
I-
me tell
no,
you
you
about
stay.
my best
I go-
friend.
He's a warm-hearted person who loves me till the end. It really is kind of like a Robin Big vibe.
It is. It is. God, I love that show in the beginning.
R.I.P. Big
is
Black Boykin.
so- Oh, did he?
R.I.P. Big Black. Yeah, years
Oh,
ago.
ago.
No, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes me sad. I bet the dog's dead too now, too. Isn't he?
I mean,
Wow.
he had two. He had Meaty and
Yep.
he had I don't
Other
remember
me-
what the
other
other
Meaty.
one
Other
was.
meaty.
Because he got
who
that
was-
one on Fantasy Factory. He didn't get it on
Right.
Robin Big.
Oh, that makes me sad.
So yeah.
Rest in peace.
But so he hides him in his garage, like in his shed.
Barn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
but-
that's when he realized that the Iron Giant can reassemble
Yeah,
himself.
before that, what is it that makes him fall
The
apart?
train crash.
Yes. That I was like, I know what happened. What the
Yeah.
hell? So
Yeah.
they're walking and the train's coming and
He had eaten a piece of the track.
Yeah, he eats the track and he tells him to fix it and he's like putting it back together.
But he's like,
Yeah, he's trying to get like and then he's like, "Oh, I got it!" Right as the train like slams into him, full bore.
But isn't the kid running around going, fix it, fix it, fix it, fix it?
Yeah. And he's like pushing down. He's like, I need your help.
It's great comedy.
And so he's like, no, now it's dead. And then all of a sudden you see like the head falls next to him and this little antenna comes out.
Yeah, and it's like,
beep, 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 and all of his body parts just like independently, like it's like the thing from Addams Family, like boop, like start.
Yeah, the music was great. It's kind of subtle. It's in the background, but like it's a really good score. And that's kind of in our last episode. I forgot to mention that kind of bothered me. And sometimes in the Brave Little Toaster, it's so quiet.
Yeah,
like there's not even like tension music. It's just
quiet.
like it's nothing. It's just silent. And in this movie, the score behind it was brilliant and really beautiful. Like
this movie is really well put together.
Yeah, it's Brad Bird.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Yeah,
Dude is a beast.
He did all the Incredibles, and including the voice of Yzma.
Yeah,
so, I mean,
It's so funny that he did Yzma.
Yeah, and it's funny because like the people were like, we were trying to find a voice for Yzma, but the only person who could do Yzma's voice was Brad Bird, so we just let him.
He's got
do
a thing
it.
for levers.
Yeah. Yes, he does.
So good, man. The movie's
And that
everything
50s,
he makes.
60s aesthetic is definitely in his films, man. Yeah, that's right. That's crazy.
I mean, you kind of like you find what you love, and you draw that, you paint that, you do that.
It's
and
kinda like it's
it
your style.
kills it. Yeah, it kill you like. He kills it. Like,
In the same way that like you can tell like, oh, this is this artist based on its brushstrokes and how it draws. You can
did you
tell
say
like
brushstrokes?
brushstrokes.
Brush.
Oh, brush.
Listen, I know we've had a lot of
He
boob
said
talk.
I thought
at
we were
the
talking
beginning
about
of this movie.
swimming.
He said brush.
Maybe I'm just hearing.
I'm sorry, I know that story was
you
unsettling.
Might not be a him thing. Might be a me thing.
You kind of hear.
This isn't about you.
I'm not accusing. Maybe you know.
You kind of hear what you love, and you.
I mean, fair.
I mean, yeah.
Like Jim
I
Lee's
am a
X-Men.
fan.
Like Jim. No, you were talking about style.
Hope that
like,
doesn't make it on the
style.
camera.
Yeah, that's
Like-
okay.
Yeah, like that's how everybody remembers like the
Yeah,
comics. Which
for sure.
Side quest, that X-Men 97 show is really good. If you're
Oh, it
not
is?
watching that, you should.
So
be
is that week to week?
yeah.
Okay, because I caught up, but
Sucks.
then I'm like, what?
Is that Disney?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
Disney
Disney
Plus.
Plus.
Okay,
It's a
nice.
direct sequel to X-Men from
Yes.
1997.
Yes, which
I've
is-
heard mixed things about it.
It's really good.
I really wish that the animation was
Like the old style.
more true to the. It still is incredible.
But,
It's
like,
really
the
good.
storylines are really good. And all
But
yep, they
it's
have that.
definitely a lot better than the
Little while.
acting was in the old
Oh, yeah.
ones. Because I remember like being so excited because I loved the old X-Men show,
Yeah.
and then I started watching it from the beginning, and all I could think was, I still love this, but I'm having a really hard time watching it,
Oh, dude, it's like going back and you watch.
especially Cyclops. Sorry.
Yeah, no, Cyclops.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. But it's also like when you go back and you watch any of the original Power Rangers, you're like acting.
Yes.
You're just like, this
Yes.
is horrible.
Yes.
And the fact that they had to dub half of it because it's actually a Japanese show. that
Yeah, they didn't. They
repurposed.
didn't do on set.
It's funny
yeah.
too because I've been watching a lot of the old Miller Boyette shows. Like I've talked about it before, the Full House, Family Matters,
Nice, yes.
Step by Step.
Yeah.
I watched like all of them, and they always start out where the kids are really young and the adults are, maybe not well known or done a lot of acting, on a sitcom style, and like you see the progression, and about 4 seasons in, man, they hit that stride, and they're just like, they're all delivering their stuff perfect. The jokes are hitting
Yes.
perfectly, and it's like,
Yeah.
now this is why this show is on the air for 7 years,
This
because
is
you
pod
got
racing.
here. Yeah, exactly.
It works because they've grown up into their character because
Yeah.
they've been in it so long. I think that's It's
And you
really
see that
special
in
when
like
happens.
every show, like your Big Bang Theories. Like it's funny in the beginning. There's a lot of super
It's
funny
fine,
stuff.
Yes.
And then, but like once it hits its stride and they feel the characters out, and the best part about shows like that is when they don't go crazy. Because that's the one complaint that I have about Friends, a show that I loved, is they kind of go so far off into like Joey's really stupid, Ross is really crazy, this person's really so they kind of like
Yeah.
go on this arc of like it's like tree branches where they disappear into their quirks.
Another great show that kind of happens on, and it's a newer one, is New Girl,
Okay.
where they originally were going to have Damon Wayans Jr.
Mm-hmm.
He was in the pilot, and then he left to go do like the Wayans show or something like that in 2006 or 7, whenever this was. And so they had this other guy, Lamorne Morris, come in and play Winston Bishop, and his whole thing was like, "I'm just going to be coach. Like I'm replacing this guy.
Sorry.
So I have to be coach." Tyler just moved his microphone out of his face. Sorry. So like,
Just try to help.
And then in like the 4th season, Damon Wayans freed up from his show, and so he came back to New Girl.
Yeah.
And Lamar Morris was like, "What do I do with this Winston character?" He's like, "I'm just gonna be weird." It's like, that's just it. I'm just gonna be totally weird, and it's so funny. He just goes completely like off on his own tangent, and he just gets weirder and weirder and funnier, and it just develops into such a better show.
Yeah,
because Damon got to play more straight man kind of thing, and he got to be silly.
Yeah,
and it worked. And
right.
It really carried the show, because after like 3rd or 4th season, we've watched it a lot. It's good jokes.
That's the problem with binge watching shows, is that your whole life starts to revolve around this stupid show. And when you're in public, you can't be like, "So I'm watching Family Matters, right? Steve Urkel's the shit."
Yeah.
Remember Robot Steve? Do you remember what's
Stefan Urkel?
Stefan, thank you.
I feel that way about some of the movies we do. Like today at work.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, dude, I had like a big lull between patients, because like 2 of my patients canceled, and one guy said he was going to show up an hour and a half late, and they're like, "Trey will see him," and I'm like, "What?
What? Why?
No.
What?
Wait, I'm Trey.
Yeah, I was like, "Yeah, Trey will see." Oh wait, I'm Johnny.
Johnny.
I'm
Johnny.
Pitch to Johnny. So I was like, well, I guess I'll put my headphones in and rewatch The Iron Giant at 1.5 speed.
So good. Dude, I cannot say it enough. This movie is great, and there's a really funny line in Ted Lasso to bring her back to Teddy again, where they're in a hotel and the team is having a team movie night, and Ted's telling Coach Beard, his like assistant, he's like, "I got to go up to the room and take care of some stuff." And he goes, "Just so you know, at about the 72-minute mark, you're gonna have a room full of grown men crying."
Yeah.
And Beard says, "I'm gonna be one of them." And like settles in, and it's like, and then it's like comes back like 72 minutes into the movie, and they're all like, because that's when
this got
the "you are who you choose to be" line.
You are who you choose to be.
Because Dean gives him espresso. He gives Hogarth espresso, and Hogarth, because he hides the giant at the junkyard, because the giant keeps messing up stuff around the house, and he doesn't want his mom to find him, because
it's all he can eat.
Turn him into the government.
All you can eat buffet.
Yeah, it's all you can eat. And Dean basically has to teach him not to eat the art.
Yeah, art. Yeah. Junk, and they look very similar. Yeah. I love that piece. Yeah.
But he gives him espresso, and he's telling him about like the bullies at school, and he's like, "I'm no doctor, but who cares?" And he's like, "You are who you choose to be," and that's like a big theme in the movie, is that like the giant is who he chooses to be. And
you know what's really funny, that after Dean and Hogarth, you know, are come to terms with the giant, and like Dean's on board, but before that, when Hogarth and the giant are looking for food. And they're out like, what? How am I going to get you metal to eat? Like what? And he's like, "Oh, look, that car has been here for like 3 weeks." And then he goes, "Wait, somebody's coming." And the tow truck's coming down the road. Yeah. They're so lucky that billboard was for Cosmic Burgers. Because if it had been like for like prehistoric burgers, they're boned. That giant's like out in the open.
At all. Hold on a second. Were there giant robots with the dinosaurs?
Stupid.
I don't think
billboard didn't work at all.
That was our best plug, and we didn't do it.
So the giant acts like he's a waiter, and he's holding the burger. That's funny.
So they keep playing on this. They have a great time. It's they have good bits where, you know, they're playing the lake. The giant jumps in the lake, this crazy tidal wave, and it puts Dean in the middle of the road. But the guy pulls up and he's like, "You know, you're in the middle of the road." He's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Do you want to move?" "Yeah." And he just and just leaves. But they really, and then
the crazy government guy finds Hogarth's camera.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he sees the giant, and he's like, "Oh, it's real." Yeah. So he calls the general. First, he rents their room at their house so he can keep an eye on Hogarth.
Dude, and Hogarth, what an idiot!
And Hogarth, where does he get laxative chocolate in the middle of that
magic?
Yeah, That's just something
Every
you have.
show and every movie in the 90s had a laxative joke to get rid of the guy that was following them. It was just the thing you did at the time.
And Wedding Crashers, it's
man.
Visine in the water.
Yeah,
Thank you.
exactly.
Yes, I was trying to remember. Wait, what were some other laxative?
Real quick
jokes?
side note. Boom, hit it. Roof. That's wrong. Roofie.
No,
oh,
I like
Roofie. Oh, Roofie. Oh,
so
okay.
dangerous.
So dangerous. Okay, that's it.
So he ditches him and lets Dean know, like, oh, the government's coming for him. So Dean dresses him up like Art.
Yeah.
And
It keeps him in his like
and the
place.
general rolls in with like the whole army, and it's to see Art, and the general's just tearing
Yeah.
in.
Yes.
You wasted millions
Yeah.
of the American people's money on this. You know what I had to do to get these troops here.
I'll see you
John
back
Mahoney.
I'll see you back at Washington just so you can pack your office.
That's right.
So they're driving out of town, and these two, the Dean gets mad at the giant because Hogarth's playing with like a toy gun.
Yeah, well, before that, they're in the woods.
Oh, yeah.
Dean and Hogarth and the giant, and they see
These are
a
the moments.
yeah. There's those heartfelt, poignant moments in the movie, and this is one of them where they see a deer in this clearing. And they're just admiring how pretty the deer is, and you hear a shot ring out. And this is like what was going on in Bambi.
Yeah.
While when the mom was being shot, they were there.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
Holy shit.
And then he's like, oh, that it must be a hunter. Guns kill. Guns don't make bad. Guns don't make
killing is
decisions.
bad.
Killing is bad.
Yeah.
And guns aren't bad. Killing is bad.
Yeah.
And so the giant carries that.
He wrestles with it.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to be a
has-
gun.
Yeah.
He has this crisis of identity.
But then when he's sleeping,
Existential crisis.
Existential-
no, but when
crisis,
he's
yes.
sleeping in the junkyard and he has like the dream and it takes over Dean's television.
Yeah.
And it's his visions of his purpose. Like he's a war machine.
yeah.
And
And he's
there's-
meant to destroy.
Right.
And does Dean see that? No.
No, he wakes up and sees like the very end where it's just
Okay.
like the
Because
core
I think
of
in
his
the
chest.
original book,
he sees it.
there's something like that where Dean sees it. Because that moment later on in the movie when, like, right at the
Yeah.
scene you were talking about where Hogarth's playing and he's running all around and he's got, like, the little, like, phaser gun that lights up on the end and spins around and he jumps
Yeah.
out and he points it at the giant and is like, wee, 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 wee.
And-
And the giant's big-ass laser, like,
His
fires.
eyes go red.
Yeah.
And his laser,
And it fires at him.
Dude, yeah.
and it almost hits him. So Dean
Yeah.
gets pissed.
It was a
because-
really great character design though. When he goes full like mecha suit crazy and
Yeah.
like his whole appearance changes, I was like, that's brilliant.
Yeah, there's like an homage to it in
His chest
in,
opens.
in Spider-Man: Homecoming when Tony Stark has the insta kill. When he goes into insta kill, Peter's eyes shrink and get red.
Oh yeah, they really they beat the eye out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know there was a homage to was the not the day the earth
Superman.
stood still. No,
Cloverfield?
yeah, it's the other one. They remade it with Tom Cruise.
War of the Worlds.
And War of the
War of the
Worlds.
Worlds.
It was War of the Worlds element that was that came out of his suit. It was like these tentacle kind of things that shot
Yeah.
lasers.
But he wants to be Superman because
Yeah.
Hogarth reads Superman to him, so he has the S on his chest, and he's like, "You're not a." And Dean's mad at him because he thinks that because he almost killed Hogarth. He's like, "You're not a hero. You almost killed the boy," and he's like, "I'm not a gun."
Yeah.
And like he runs away, and
And it confuses him too because he has the comic of the
the automaton.
Yeah,
yeah.
the automaton.
And he's like,
at
"You don't
one
want to be
point-
that guy. You're the bad. That's the bad guy."
And then later on, he's playing with him,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Oh no, the automaton!" And he's supposed to play the bad guy, but the robot doesn't understand that he's playing, and it's like a game.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Wait, he's calling me the automaton like I'm Superman. Like
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be
He's like,
Superman."
I'm Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's adamant about it.
Yeah.
So they have that moment where he realizes what death is.
Yeah.
And it's like it becomes real to him as like, oh well, I just watched a deer die. in front
That
of
gun's getting a soul,
me. Guns,
or
yeah.
the soul is realizing what it means.
what it
and
is.
that guns are bad.
But I mean, like even they have a conversation about that because like the
Guns
Iron
don't
Giant asks him, he's like,
Tree?
So you die?
No kidding.
Yeah.
Tree, rock. Yeah.
He says you die, and he's like someday, and then he says,
Yeah.
and I die, and he goes, well, you're made of metal, so.
So I don't know, but he's like, but you have a soul.
That's what he tells him what a soul is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, my mom says all souls like
They never
go on
die.
forever. They
Yeah.
never die. And I was like, holy crap, what is Iron Giant trying to
It's
teach me here?
introducing elementary
Why
school
does
kids
that-
to death.
Yeah, I was
It
like,
says that death's a part of life.
dude, and like my wife and I both looked at each other like, bro, like what did we put
Well, I
on?
think it was a
Like,
way
this
of
is-
the author to have his kids cope with it.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I was
Yeah.
like, the brilliance of this script, and I was like, how simple they put it there.
Yeah.
And I remember I did read one trivia thing where they were like, in Bambi, the director, when he watched Bambi, it was just like Bambi, and then the next scene was like birds chirping and everything was happy, and it didn't really like stay in that moment for at least a moment, like a second.
Yeah, they didn't take a beat.
Yeah, it didn't take a beat from it. And in this one, the director was like, no. After they witness it, we need to have that
The
beat,
conversation.
that conversation about death and going on.
I thought that like once something died, you like threw a party and just like birds chirped. And
Well,
I've been wrong all
the
this
Iron
time.
Giant
This
goes
whole
to
time. That's why you're so inappropriate at funerals. That's
Yeah.
why,
the Iron Giant
Sorry,
goes to
guys.
touch the deer, and Hogarth gets like really mad at him. He's like, "Don't touch that;
Yeah.
it's dead."
you're right.
And then-
yeah.
What's wrong
So-
with touching dead stuff?
Yeah, so Hogarth was
I
dead.
work at a fish market. I touch dead stuff all the time.
So
It was inappropriate when you invited the twerkers to come out. At the
That
end
me.
of the funeral.
So
when they
he,
were
uh,
when they were like slowly popping
Slow
it to
twerking.
Mary, did you know?
jeez.
Mary, did you know?
Anyway, the Iron Giant's running out of the.
We're making Trey uncomfortable.
Yeah, a little bit. He's
Sorry.
Goal
running.
achieved.
He's running out of the junkyard, and Dean looks down and sees the gun, and he's like, "Oh my gosh!" He's defending himself.
He's responding to
Right.
yeah.
and then
That's a defense
the
mechanism.
two little kids see the giant. His classmates see the giant on the roof of their like apartment building,
And they shit their pants.
and they fall.
Yeah.
And the Iron Giant like runs in, dives, and saves the little kids.
Yeah.
And then that's when the army sees him.
Yeah.
in
And the whole
town.
town's like, holy crap, it's nice.
Yeah.
Like, all right, we'll keep it.
But the
Yeah,
army's
all
like
12 people in that town
yeah.
saw it.
But
Yeah.
then the army's like, kill it with fire.
Do you think that the rookie was there with his guy that owned the barbershop,
Yeah.
and the guy that owned the
In that
restaurant?
whole scene,
And
yeah.
the little
Just
kid.
wondering. Yeah,
Yeah.
the little kid.
They were,
He might
they
have been
were
one of the
dancing
kids-
in the locker room.
That's true.
Yeah.
And they were like, "It's your time now." Oh shit! You see that giant?
It's your time.
Maybe it's not your time.
Yeah. Wait,
It's-
we gotta go check out this giant real quick.
Maybe
Your
like
time's
50
done.
years from now, it's your time.
Yeah,
kids.
so
Yeah.
the army comes and starts like shooting at it, and Hogarth gets to him, and that's when they learn the giant can fly. He's like,
Does he
yeah,
fly?
that was great.
Does
yeah.
he kill any? He doesn't kill any of them, does he?
No, he blows up the two planes, and the pilots eject, and they're
Yeah, because
oh,
there's
he does at the end.
there's a big debate about them showing him actually kill any of the military.
They show him blow stuff up.
because they were worried that it would like jade people's perception. Like the director didn't want to show him killing any actual military because
Yeah.
they didn't want the audience to get that sense of like he's a murderer.
Well, he did kill a guy. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but
What's the thing? Where it's
if
like,
everybody's shooting it, you're gonna kill some people, bro.
there's that clip of those two people from New York, and they're like, "He's the-
$40 for
he
pizza.
was-
I'm kidding.
They're like, "He's the best guy around," and the
What
reporter's like,
murder?
"The guy's like, what about the murders?" They're like, "What murder?
what
He's the
murder?
best guy."
Cat Williams.
Maine.
I've known this guy for 2 weeks. He would not do something like
Murdered,
that.
murdered.
Murdered who?
So,
Anyway.
man,
He'll be
anyways,
there madder than you.
so Kent Mansley goes crazy.
Yeah, he do. He is a lunatic.
And they shoot well, first they shoot the giant out of the sky, and
Yeah.
he thinks that Hogarth is dead.
Do you think that Kent Mansley goes crazy because he wants the fame of being the
Yeah,
one
I
that
think
found
so.
it, or because he's really afraid that it's a Russian like weapon that's
No, I
there
think
to
he's
attack
sick
him?
of being the butt of the joke, and he's
Yeah.
like, if I kill
Okay.
this giant, then
I couldn't decide. I watched it a few times and like I could go either way.
Right.
So I was curious of your guys' opinion.
I think though at the end when he's like launched the missile because they figured it was the only thing in their
Yeah.
arsenal was the nuke.
That's not the bomb.
The bomb, sorry, they call it the bomb, and he's like he's freaking out. There was a moment, one little quick scene where like him and the giant make eye contact, and he knows the giant thinks that he killed Hogarth, like he
Yeah.
aided in killing Hogarth, and I think he had like an oh shit moment,
Yeah.
and that's why he grabbed the phone and was like, "Fucking kill him with fire!" like freaking out, and
Yeah.
just launched the missiles. Launched
Now it's
the missile.
time about self-preservation because
Yeah.
he's coming for me.
Yeah,
I
he's
killed his
coming for me.
buddy.
well, yeah, but at that point he knows Hogarth's alive again because Hogarth takes off. Remember, they're like, we're gonna take him to the hospital.
Oh yeah,
'Cause
but
they-
he's like, you hurt him,
Right.
No, yeah, he's like, you picked on my little
But
buddy.
before, when he thinks Hogarth is dead, he gets upset, and the bump on his head
fixes
itself, and then he just goes into.
That's right.
He turns into a Decepticon. And just starts
Full rage.
laying waste to everybody.
And
Full
then,
rage
and then
mode.
like super in the background, you can hear Autobot. Also,
My name is Optimus Prime.
Roll out.
But
So
then
Hogarth is fine.
Hogarth gets to him and he's like, "You're not a gun.
Yeah.
You're who you choose to be."
Yeah, you are
then
who you
he's
choose
like,
to be.
And then you hear like Hogarth, and he like basically goes back into his
normal-
semi form.
yeah,
Semi
yeah.
truck.
He shrank. You know,
What's that? You had chunk, 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 chunk.
Choo, choo, choo.
But man,
I thought you were talking about his penis. Oh wait, the Autobots. Right. God, sorry.
Oh, sorry about that.
There's
Yeah.
semi. Like he
My
was
bad.
a semi. Okay, good.
This episode brought to you by Sunny D and what's the other one?
And Tyler's demented mind. Let's do this.
This episode
It
brought to you
extends.
by sand. It's everywhere.
Everywhere.
Get used to it.
Oh, dude. But in that moment, sorry, when Hogarth it tells him like you are what you choose to be, and the music swells up and everything, like both me and my wife were teary eyed at that.
Dude,
and my
the
kids
movie
loved
is
it.
so good.
Yeah.
Oh.
Movie's really good.
It
like-
really, yeah.
But then
Yes, in the beginning, especially, it's a little bit childish
Yeah.
as you're moving through, but
you get
the
adult
jokes
themes.
are funny. I think it's one of Jennifer Aniston's like best thing. Like she does such a good job as the mom.
Yeah.
Where the little jokes that she does where she just kind of like accepts Hogarth's weirdness.
Yeah.
And I love how
Maybe he's
like
just lonely.
especially us growing up when living with our parents who, you know, they try to teach us all the things from the back in the day because my dad was born in the 50s. In 50. Like you answer the phone, glass in residence, whatever,
Yes.
blah blah blah.
Yes.
And he answers the phone like
Hogarth
Hogarth
Hughes.
Hughes, how can I help you or whatever. And even when he's like super annoyed and pissed off, he's like, Hogarth Hughes, how can I help you? It's so like
That's
relatable.
how you pick up the phone.
Yeah,
That's
dude,
absolutely
it's so
right.
funny because like Golden Rule, man, like you see, like even the people above me will answer the phone. Golden Rule,
Yeah.
and I'm like, are you annoyed that they're calling your business?
Yeah.
And then
Do you not want their money? Is that
always
the
I'm
problem?
like, Golden Rule Seafood, this is Willie. How can I help you today?
Oh, I'm calling. I'm calling you all
Well,
the time.
but
now.
you
to
might
get me
get
on the
somebody
phone,
else.
you
might get somebody else
you'd be
that's
very
like,
lucky. What you're gonna get is one of my cashiers going, "Hello, Golden Rule."
They're
What?
gonna sound like the drive-through people.
Yeah, and I just like, come on, like put some pep in your step, some
some
jazz in your
pizzazz in
pants.
Be alive
Yeah.
for a second. It's not killing you.
Be a
Yeah,
Muppet.
it's what you're here for. It's
Be
what
a
you're getting paid
Muppet.
for.
Thank you. Yeah.
There you go, be a Muppet. Like,
Not like a not a British Muppet.
Oh man, that what you want?
But then
so then we get back to it.
Yeah.
they've launched the missile now,
Yes.
They
and
fired a nuke.
yeah, and he's like, "Where do you think it's coming, Kansley?
Yes.
It's the robot's
He's
location."
like, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah, he's
We
like,
are
and he
dying
goes, "You have
here."
to." Well, the reason I think it's because it's for fame is because he's like, we're gonna stay here like good soldiers and die for our country." And he's like, "Forget our country. I want to live."
That's that again. Yes, I see that side, but I also see like he's such a selfish piece of shit that he's like fight like this thing is dangerous. I need to
Yeah.
kill it,
Yeah.
and then it's like, oh well, the nuke is coming. I don't care about you people.
Yeah.
I just got to get out of here.
Yeah.
He's only about himself.
Yeah, but I mean, like the acceptance of that whole town. That whole town is just like, well,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what are you
It's
gonna
not
do?
running out.
They know
And
better.
The mom's like, "Shouldn't we get to a shelter?" And Dean's like, "It's not gonna help."
no,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like it's on its way.
Yeah.
It's coming.
So then you get the callback to the you stay, I go. The
yeah, dude.
the robot's like no following.
Yeah.
And he flies up and it blows up.
This is
I
all
gotta
Vin
give it to
Diesel.
Vin Diesel.
This is Vin Diesel. I was just saying.
That he delivers the stupidest, simplest lines, and you're like, we are Groot. And it's like, well, thanks. I didn't want to cry tonight, you bitch.
It's like, weren't you
You're
just
talking
racing?
to yourself in a mirror.
You hold it together, damn it! You hold it together.
If we ever see Vin Diesel, we're gonna be very upset with him.
yes. Like, weren't you just
And then
racing?
we're gonna hug him.
You're never going to turn your
Ludicrous.
back on him, though.
That's
Yeah.
true. Family.
Yeah.
You don't turn your back on family.
Never turn your back on family.
You know, I've only ever seen one.
I've seen.
Is it the first one?
I've seen.
I
two.
only ever saw the first one.
That's it.
And I think Tanner was watching it like one day in like the living room, and I was like, I guess.
You can see Too Fast, Too Furious. That one's good too.
I heard that don't ever watch Tokyo Drift.
It's hard. Actually,
Anyway.
you just reminded me of the afternoon I wasted watching that movie.
There you go.
Anyways.
Cool.
So, anyways, the missile's coming down, and Vin Diesel delivers that line where he flies up to go destroy the missile, and he just says it.
You
and
stay, I go.
And he says, but he's
No following.
Superman. He does that, and you're just like,
Yeah.
like
And so he blows up.
my
and
kid was crying. I was crying a little bit. Like in my 5-year-old who I look at her, I'm like, are you getting this? And I'm so surprised when I look over and we're watching movies that have those heartfelt moments and she's tearing up.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is going to be a very emotionally intelligent child. I'm proud of this one. The other one's like, why'd he do that? Like, why didn't he just shoot it with his
That's
gun?
dumb.
Yeah.
You have one inquisitive daughter there, though.
She was upset. She was like, why did he use a laser to just shoot the missile? And I was like, oh shit. Why
That's
didn't he?
highly intelligent.
Because he's not a gun.
He's not a gun. He didn't want to be a gun. That's so true. But it is a heartbreaking scene. And again, the music sells it.
The correct answer is it loses all the heart.
Yeah.
Dumbass.
But
Go to bed.
so he
You know,
goes
go to
up,
bed.
and it cuts to him. They made a statue for the giant.
No, not they. Dean.
Yeah.
Dean.
Who is
Do you know
now
how much
his
money it would take
mom's-
for the government? So anyways,
But it's now his like mom's either boyfriend or husband because she calls him honey.
they're
Oh, yeah, it's true.
they're dating.
Yeah.
Definitely boyfriend girlfriend. And this was like the 50s, right?
Yes.
So that means like now we would tear that statue down because the robot was racist.
Oh, Jesus. Anyway,
Yeah, to have your moment.
Saruman.
You had to have your moment.
Can't have the white hair to Saruman anymore. Oh, he was the bad guy, so it's fine.
Oh god.
But anyway,
Yeah, wait, I'm not the bad guy.
No.
I'm fucking taking the ring to Mordor
kidding,
over
I'm
here.
kidding. But anyway, he's like friends with all the kids from school now because if you're friends with the giant robot, everybody wants to be friends with
Yeah,
you.
but who are they tackling in that scene? They're like
The hobos.
Gay
I don't-
roughhousing.
no, yeah, they're just like beating up the homeless
Gay
guy.
roughhousing.
I wasn't sure what was going
It's
on.
a bunch
yeah.
of they them.
But he's like, bye
Oh,
guys, and they're
jeez.
just like on the floor, like, see you later.
Okay, later, and he just hops up and walks away. Yeah, and then we
He gets a
get the
package
stinger.
from the government, and the
Yeah.
general sent him a piece. It's the piece that goes into his jaw.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
the screw that he like the last piece that he got put in when they first put him back together.
Yeah.
Now, I don't remember what video I saw that questioned this though, but I had the same question, and it was, why the fuck would the government give a small child
A piece of
a
it.
piece of this robot?
alien technology.
Yes, they would keep it and they would study it forever.
Yes.
Well,
Just ask Roswell.
The general felt bad because they didn't rebuild any of the town.
None of it.
They blew
Yeah,
it
that was
to
it.
Kingdom Come, and they were like, "Well,
Right.
we'll see y'all."
All for a robot that didn't do anything to them.
Except
That
protect them.
single
Yeah.
bolt. That single bolt was going to be like stored in the same place they kept the Ark of the Covenant
Yeah.
in Indiana
Yeah,
Jones.
exactly.
You chose.
It's called Area
poorly.
51, and it's way underground.
Yes.
But anyway, he's sleeping one night, and he sleeps with it next to his bed,
Beep, beep,
and he
beep,
wakes
beep,
up and
beep,
he's
beep, beep,
looking
beep,
for it,
beep,
and
beep,
it's at
beep,
the
beep.
window, hitting the window.
Yes.
And it's glowing blue, like at the beginning when he had, and it's like beep 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 beep.
And he
beep.
opens the window, and he just goes, "See you later."
Yeah,
And then it cuts to like Iceland somewhere.
it's like the
which
Antarctic.
they
I
need
think
to-
yeah,
shit.
yeah, way up north.
They
It
need,
makes sense.
They
Makes
need to
sense.
watch Mighty Ducks 2 because Greenland is covered with ice, and Iceland,
yeah, Iceland
is
is
very nice.
very nice.
Yes,
It's true. It's true.
It's
But
the joke we all play on.
You see
humans.
like a
That's what-
leg walking, and his hand is, and then it cuts to the head, and he like smiles, like I'm back.
Real quick before we end this out, the scene in the beginning when he's getting put back together and they're in the house and the army guy's there. What's this guy's name?
Kent Mansley.
I don't know why I
Mansley.
can't remember Kent Mansley.
Mansley.
But the whole ass hand is in the house acting like a dog.
Yeah.
And it's so funny. And then he's like
great.
going in the bathroom and like,
Oh,
when he,
yeah.
I love when he tries to create the distraction for his mother. And He's
Yeah.
got the little coin and he's like, okay. And he like, and he hits the little like,
The
ding,
spice rack.
and it like, blink. And she looks back. And then the whole spice rack falls. And it's just like those little moments like
And it
that.
cuts to him, and he's like,
Yes, exactly. That's what I was gonna say. Like he's like so like, oh my god, dude, like it worked perfectly, and then it's oh geez, And then he's like talking with them, and they hear the noise upstairs, and he goes upstairs and he's trying to get the thing out the window. And when she comes in and he's sitting on the toilet, he's like, "Oh my god, what are you doing?" Like so funny.
So
those
brilliant.
little
The best
moments,
is you see like
Brilliant.
the panic in his eyes, and then he
Yeah.
like figures out the solution. And he's just like,
yeah.
Oh, this is it.
Like really
Yep,
quick.
We're good.
Yeah. I'm taking a shit here. Do you mind? But back
Oh, man.
to the end, like you were talking about.
So he gives
Yeah.
that nice smile.
and he gives like that half smile, like we're back, boys.
Yeah.
And then the movie ends.
They didn't make Iron Giant 2. That didn't happen.
No need.
There's no need for that.
Exactly right. There is no need. If you have the movie beginning to end solid,
Yeah.
and there you don't leave it open for a second, like Back to the Future, beginning to end solid. You leave the door open at the end.
Because he comes back.
Yeah, you leave the door open. Okay, cool. Now we can do that.
Well,
That's
they
what
left
you got
the
to
door
do.
open, I guess, for an Iron Giant too.
I
Because
mean, he's there. He's
is
out
alive.
there.
I would have been
but
okay with it dying.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah. I would have been okay with it.
you can
being
make a short.
Yeah.
Where he,
but
like
nobody cares
where,
about
like,
a short.
Where he like finds a deer.
Kills it.
He starts
he is the
he's
gun
not a
now.
gun. He's not a
He
gun.
is the gun now.
actually
Another
you know
one.
what?
Iron Giant 2, a real one comes to fulfill his. You
Now,
turn into
we
Dragon
gotta
Ball Z.
battle it,
He's
yeah.
Goku. He hit his head.
Speaking
as a
of dragons, do you know the original story
No, what?
for the Iron Giant? The original book was basically the same through the first two acts. The third act comes, and a dragon comes.
Child. I didn't know that.
Here, let me get this wording correctly.
Dragon.
Let me get this wording correctly.
It's a dragoon.
Okay. A dragoon.
So the book came out. The Iron Man book came out in the UK in '68.
Okay.
The book villain was a space bat angel dragon. And what they're doing was they were trying to study Mars, and they're like looking at these points, and out of like the red planet being there, this dot appears, and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and then all of a sudden it's got wings. And then it shows up on Earth, and this thing is massive. So all the countries of the Earth get together and decide, screw all of our conflicts and our borders, fire at this thing. So everybody fires at it. Doesn't affect it at
And
all.
the dragon's like-
and the giant is on the earth at this time. So they go to the giant and they say, "Can you help us?" So what he does is he decides, okay, we need to go and I'm going to challenge the dragon. And the giant is small compared to the dragon. The dragon is like almost as large as the earth. He's humongous. So he says to him, okay, they bring a tanker full of fuel and a tanker full of metal, and they pour the fuel out, they light it, and he makes a deal with the dragon. We're going to have a test of strength. If I win,
You leave.
you become my slave and you do whatever I say. If you win, you get, because all the dragon wants to do is consume all life on Earth.
Oh.
And he says, if you win, you get what you want, and I'll stand out of your way. Nobody will fight you. He says, okay. So he goes into the pit of fire, and he lays there until all the fuel burns out, and he's white hot. And he says, okay, build me a fire. And he says, there's no way that we can build a fire on Earth large enough to fit you in it, but you can go there. And he points at the sun. So the angel bat demon thing flies towards the sun, super white hot, comes back, and its horns are a little droopy, and its wings they're tattered a little bit, and he looks worn. His face is wrinkled from the heat, and the giant says, okay, light the fire again. And he lays in the fire.
Does
Comes
the same
out,
thing, yeah.
comes out, his ears a little melty. All right. So he goes back to the sun, comes back, and he is just rough. Like his wings are crap. He's hurting. And he's like, okay, light the fire again. And the giant gets in again and white hot. And then he's like, all right. And he points to the sun, and the dragon goes, no, you win. I lose. And he gives up, and that's how the original story is. And when I
Wow,
heard
dude,
that
all right.
through this like YouTube video that I was watching, and like it was talking about the book compared to the movie and everything, all I could think was, man, the movie's so much better.
Thank God they didn't do that.
Thank God they didn't do that. Now it is cool,
They
like
didn't introduce Shenron.
yeah, exactly. Like
Hey, you remember
man.
that alternate ending to the Mighty Ducks where they do a bunch of cocaine and just
Whoa.
getting drunk
Wait.
in there? Wow.
That was the alternate ending.
I missed that.
I thought that was the ending.
You didn't go through that one either.
Only for
no.
Goldberg.
Jeez, man. Only for Goldberg.
But he's better
He's
now.
back,
better
back,
now.
yeah. He's-
Hopefully,
he's
fingers
bounced
crossed.
back, yeah.
Pray to God, the guy's doing well.
Love that guy. Anyways, yeah, I think that wraps it on this. A great movie. Give it a watch.
Who's your
anyways.
Muppet?
Who's my Muppet? Oh man, again, I
gotta go Gansley.
Yeah,
just make him like animal. Like
yeah,
we gotta kill the John.
Kill it. It's just like nuke, just the whole time.
Or
man.
the general.
Yeah. Oh no, the general would be Sam Eagle. 100%.
Oh, for sure.
Just like,
Dang
Dang
it, Gansley.
Dang it, Mansley.
Or the two boat captains can be the two old Muppet dudes.
Oh, it
that
could be
sit in the-
Waldorf and Statler. Yes, the whole.
And you weren't joking about loving them Muppets. You know names. You know birth dates.
No,
Like feather counts.
His favorite ride in Hollywood Studios is Muppet 3D.
Oh man, I just keep thinking they if you don't want any more remakes, just remake it with Muppets. Because if Hollywood needs to scratch that itch, I don't understand why we don't just use Muppets.
Avengers with Muppets.
Yeah, Avengers with Muppets would be hysterical.
Anyway,
that does it for us here on Nostalgia Land. Please feel free to like, subscribe, check us out on YouTube, Facebook, our Instagram, as well as our TikTok, which might not be around for very long. We're not sure. Whatever the government's going to do with that.
As long as they keep allowing it.
We'll keep building the house as long as they're there.
That's right.
Yeah, as long as they allow
Nostalgialand.podcast, Nostalgialand. Check us out on Shopify.
Yeah.
Check out all the merch and Etsy. Definitely. We really appreciate all you guys. We really enjoy doing this, getting together. We've known each other a long time, and this is a lot of fun for us.
Yeah.
Plus, we get to watch, movies that we either have a big connection to or that one of us did, and we get to learn some new stuff.
And then sometimes we watch Airbud. And
and then sometimes
Tyler gets really upset.
And then sometimes you got to watch a dead dad for a week and a half. But it's worth it to bring you guys content, to bring you guys something to laugh at, something to enjoy. It means a lot to us. So check us out. Follow us on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. But most importantly, comment. Let us know what's up.
Please.
What you want to do, what you'd like to hear. I know there's some big movies like Hook that we have playing in the background over there is humongous, but we want to gain some traction and really feel this out before we do like the really, really heavy hitters. So thank you guys so much. We've already got some suggestions from some people that we will be hitting soon.
Oh, yeah.
So check out for those. And until next time,
I'm Matt.
Trey.
And I'm Tyler. Cowbunga.
Apple bottom jeans, the boots with the fur. Shawty at the old damn club, looking straight at her.
Sorry.
Baggy sweatpants,
Reeboks with the straps.